Welcome everybody to eComFiles. We started this video podcast and today is episode 4. Wow, it's already
I believe
episode
so.
4. Episode 4, wow. So we started this video podcast to help e-commerce store owners to be successful and reach financial independence, but most importantly, build momentum and have impact without burning out on the way there. We're going to cover everything from marketing, operations, and beyond. But let's get started today by talking about know your audience. Sebastian,
Yes.
I'm excited about this one, man.
And because you tripped over it, it's certainly not while burning out, but without burning out.
Without burning out. Yeah, you don't want to be that candle. You don't want to,
Yes.
it's okay to burn. You're on fire, passion for what you're doing. Not burning out.
That is true.
Yes.
Don't overdo it. And that's what this is about. How can you be effective? How can you achieve your goal without putting too much effort in? I mean, everything takes effort, but you don't want to end up putting so much effort in that you can't sustain it, that your health suffers. So, well, today's topic, know your audience, is actually very much on point for that, because if you know your audience, if you know how to talk to them, it is so much easier to reach them, to get them to move, to take action, than if you don't.
It's true. So, I mean, as far as knowing your audience, let's say I'm an e-commerce store owner right now, right? And I'm out here watching today's episode. I think I know my audience. I mean, I'm selling to everybody. I want to reach everybody, right? Is that a good strategy, or like how can I tell? How can I assess?
Most entrepreneurs, and not only store owners, but most entrepreneurs think their target audience is anybody that has a bank account, anybody that has cash at hand. And no, that is certainly not how you reach your audience.
Right.
And when you talk about figuring out your audience, a lot of people bring up this term niche, and then a lot of people, once they hear the term niche, just want to run away. And there's so much misinformation out there about what a niche is, and so many different definitions. And so how are you supposed to make sense of all that? And then why is it important? That are all very good questions. So how do you go about it? How do you find your target audience? And well, the first question is certainly, what are you offering? Is what you're offering actually useful for everybody out there that has 2 legs? Or are there specific people only that need what you have? And like, for example, if you offer marketing services, which I guess as an e-commerce store owner you wouldn't, but let's just assume. If you offer marketing services, your target audience is naturally already restricted to people that want to market, which generally that are the entrepreneurs out there.
Right.
But then you can go further. You can market only to e-commerce store owners. Say we offer marketing services, we help e-commerce store owners be more visible.
Say website. Say your website templates, or you're a developer, right? Something like that is a good example.
Yes. Same. If you do websites, are you doing e-commerce store websites, or are you doing nonprofit websites? Very different audience, very different needs. And you cannot talk to both of them at the same time and hope they will hear you. Because that really is what it comes down to. You want your message to hit the mark. You want people that hear your message to say, yes, that is me. I have that problem. I see he or she can help me. Right. Let me look into that further. And if you talk about the problems. And we will have another episode about that, but that's really what it comes down to.
Mhm.
Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about your product's feature. If you're telling widgets, if you're selling widgets, don't talk about how shiny your widget is. Talk about the problem your audience has that the widget can help us.
Makes a lot of sense.
Like, for example, if you think about stainless steel wine glasses, yes, there is such a thing. They're actually quite modern right now.
Wow.
Stainless steel wine glasses. Why would you even call that a glass? But that's what it is.
That's beside the point.
Off the top of my head, I can think of two audiences there.
Okay.
There is the party person that likes to host parties.
Right.
And why do they like to host parties? They like to host parties because they want to have people around them and they want those people to be impressed.
Right.
Because that's what gives them a good feeling. Being seen as the mayor. That's what a lot of people, strive to achieve.
Yeah.
And having things at your party that people say, wow, that's what helps with that. And so your stainless wine glass, you're selling a stainless wine glass and your target audience is that person. Then talk about how it will make you stand out.
Yeah.
How it will be a topic of conversation. And yes, the wine tastes great too.
Right.
Don't talk about how thick the steel wall is that makes this wine glass.
Right. They don't care. They're like, okay.
They don't care at all. They don't even understand the difference between the different types of steels that you might use.
Right.
Important is that it is dishwasher safe because they don't want to spend hours afterwards washing their crystals by hand.
Right.
And important is that it is a wow factor, that people will talk about it. That is that audience.
Yeah.
There's another audience, which is the person that likes to go camping, that likes to go around the country in their RV. They probably want to have wine glasses too.
Right.
But taking a crystal on the road is a very bad idea.
That's a terrible idea. Yeah.
However, a stainless steel wine glass cannot break. That's a perfect thing to bring. I mean, you can also bring plastic, but plastic is not good for the environment. And so with that audience that likes to be in nature, having an environmentally friendly, unbreakable, sturdy, easy to wash wine glass, that's a draw. But that's a totally different thinking, a totally different problem that they have than the party thrower. So depending on who your audience is, you will talk a totally different language. And you cannot reach both of them at the same time. At least not effectively.
That's the point. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So depending on the audience and depending on how well you know that audience would determine your ability to connect with them and how you should be expressing what you provide as far as value to them, right?
Yes. What is a problem they have that you help solve?
Right.
And even though you're not a service provider, even though you might think you're not solving problems, in fact, you are.
That's good.
If you think back at the two, the one person wants to stand out. There's a problem they have.
Yeah.
And your stainless steel wine glass can help solve that.
Right.
And the other person doesn't want to doesn't want to have to clean up broken glass every time they move their RV.
Yeah.
Or every time they go over a speed bump.
Right. Durability. Okay, so this is great. So Sebastian, you have two great prime audiences that a person may potentially have in that market. How do you communicate to both of them, or do you communicate to both of them?
You don't.
Oh, okay.
Now you can put both factors on, say, an Amazon description page, and then hope that Amazon's algorithm is good enough to talk to both audiences.
Okay.
And sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Okay. So now you're just playing lottery.
Right.
Or you can go after just one. And there's another benefit to it. If you're going after the RV audience, you write your product description, talking just to that audience and their problems. And now the next question is, so once they get to your product page, they read what you write, they like it. They buy because they see it solves their problem. But how do you get them there in the first place? And that's where a lot of store owners would like to use SEO, because SEO, you build it and then it keeps bringing you new customers for the long term, other than paid advertising where you have to pay for every customer.
Right.
So SEO is a good idea, but how do you write? How do you make SEO work if you don't know what your audience is? If you know your audience is the RV owners, then it's really easy to make SEO work, because you just put a bunch of articles on your website about things that are interesting to RV owners.
Right.
Like what are the best campgrounds in the country?
Yeah. That's right.
A simple draw for RV owners.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so writing articles like that, what to bring on your first camping trip.
Yeah.
Or the yearly RV checklist.
Yeah.
What do you need to do to your RV to keep it going beyond bringing it to the shop so that they can check the engine? Like, what do you need to do in the what do you even call it, in the living space, to make sure it stays clean, usable, nice, and so on. Articles like that are easy to write, and they attract your audience, and then you can easily get them from that article to your product page.
Right. Interesting.
Because now you have that audience. But again, that only works if you know who your audience is.
That's good.
So if you really want to go, you have the budget and the team to make that happen. You want to go for both audiences. Build two websites that are completely separate.
Okay. That's great.
One is the RV owners e-commerce store.com.
Yeah.
And the other one is the party throwers e-commerce store.com.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, it reminds me of a favorite quote of mine that I've heard not too long ago. It said, if you chase two rabbits, you catch none. Right. So it's about that focus, knowing your audience, and it gives you direction. It makes it easier.
Yeah. There's another quote along those lines. Basically means the same thing, but if you're shouting out, and I don't remember the exact words, but if you're shouting out to everybody, nobody will hear you.
That's true. That's very true. Are you talking to me? Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But if you're talking about the problem, the specific problems your target audience has, then you can attract them easily.
Right. Wow.
But that brings us now back to, you can't do it unless you know who your audience is.
Awesome. Well, Sebastian, look, that was an awesome wrap up. Hopefully you guys who are watching today you got a lot of great value from today, and that you will do an assessment. You will find out, do you know who your audience is? Thanks for
Yes.
showing up. We hope that you found the information provided very valuable. If you have any comments, like always, or questions, please leave them below. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Sebastian, you have any last words?
As always, I don't. Thanks for showing up, and
Thanks for showing up.
have a wonderful day.
Oh, don't
Bye.
forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Yes, absolutely.